Hey there, folks. Adam going live here. I've got Brandon, Liam, Alana, and Patricia, and Lindsay, and the whole team helping out here, as well as Teresa, Cole, I think, as well. Yeah, lots of the team is here, ready to help out. Hi, everybody in the comments. Thank you for saying hi. The Twitch squad says, look, it's B. What's up, Twitch squad? That's right, we're on Twitch as well. And yeah, we're going live to track these storms. You can see them behind me in virtual weather right now. And yeah, basically we've got some pretty grumpy looking storms heading into parts of deep southwestern Ontario. The main risk is for Essex County. I'll bring up the forecast map here. As you can see, Windsor, Leamington, Chatham, maybe Sarnia, possibly that high, but the strongest risk for sure is Leamington and Windsor and Essex County. I just actually sent out a notification because I saw a little bit of minor rotation via the Detroit Airport radar on this storm that is heading northeast towards Willowwood and Amherstburg. So we'll go take a look at radar, Instant Weather Pro. And as you can see, this is the little storm we're talking about right here. So this little guy, and you can actually start to see some pretty strong values here. Whoa! 104 kilometers an hour showing up, 102 kilometers an hour right there on an Instant Weather Pro here. And you can see that that storm is basically on the doorstep right now, heading towards Amherst Point, Lakewood Beach, Malden Center. And was it Malden Center that had that EF1 tornado earlier this season? I think so. I believe it was that area. But this is the area of concern right now on this storm. And, oh, there's a new update on velocity here and lots of high values here. A bunch of 90s, 97s. Some big, strong winds on the inflow of that storm. And some rotation also showing up on Detroit Airport radar. So that is tracking. I just did a minor rotation notification on that storm as it tracks northeast into the Amherstburg area. So we're keeping an eye on that one. That's just a minor update. It's possible that it could weaken, but there are some strong storms as well outside of that one that are heading towards, again, Essex County, Windsor. Let's just do a little backup here, and you can see this whole line here. So there's if you see this red outline here, you can see there is a tornado watch. Oh, mesoscale discussion coming up. But there is a tornado watch in the U.S., basically just south of the border over here, that whole red outline. There is a severe thunderstorm watch from Environment Canada in place. It looks like severe thunderstorm warning in place for Essex County already, so that's good news. And Environment Canada's got that out. The severe thunderstorm watch actually mentions the risk of a tornado as well, and so there's that. But yeah, so that's basically what we're dealing with. Main risk right down here: Kingsville, Windsor, Essex, Amherstburg, Lakeshore, Tecumseh. Not new Tecumseh, but the original Tecumseh. I don't know. Is there an original or new one? Anyways, but that particular storm is a concern. It's tracking to the northeast right now, and that should be the main risk. We do have some risk for hail, damaging winds. Actually, mainly the risks today are hail and damaging winds. There is a little bit of a risk for an isolated tornado. As you can see, there's a tornado watch just south of the border, and the SBC has put about a 5%, 2 to 5% tornado risk kind of over deep southwestern Ontario, mainly Essex County. And then as the storms continue to track to the east, the environment does drop off a bit as far as any sort of tornado potential will be concerned, but that probably cuts off at about Chatham, Kent, and then anything east of that, so London, St. Thomas, all these areas, it's possible to see torrential rain, lightning, of course, maybe some hail. And that should be the main story as storms move east of Essex County. But Essex County seems to be in the go zone today, so we'll see how things do track. It seems that I'm slightly cut off. I'm going to just move my head over slightly. Actually, you know what? Brandon, leave that there, and I will adjust it. I can adjust my head here. I'm just going to shimmy myself slightly to the left. There we go. That's better.
Yeah, that's better.
Perfect. Oh my goodness, the lightning on virtual weather in the background is so loud that I can barely hear. Oh, so minor rotation, yeah. So other folks are seeing minor rotation as well too on that storm. Yeah, it looks interesting for that one. I'm hearing lightning strikes like bananas. Let's jump back to virtual weather for a second and see where these lightning strikes are. I don't know if I can see them for where I am, but I think they're like right on top of me here. Oh, hold on. There goes my view. Where is it? Oh, there we go. Okay. That's what I'm hearing. I'm hearing nonstop lightning on the storm here. I'm going to move away from it because it's loud. So hold on. Let me just, you can't hear it, I don't think, but I'm going to back up a bit. There we go. Okay. So let's just get back to here. That's a better spot. Okay. I'll just go up to the sky for a bit. That'll be fine. And then I can actually hear myself. Okay, so let's just, let me do something here really quick. Just want to make sure that I'm locked in place so I don't, by accident, move myself. There we go. That should be better. Okay, cool. Okay, so where was I? All right, we have a Ontario storm report there from Angelo, Fran. A storm approaching South Windsor, and that was at 3:16 p.m. Patricia pointed out to me that to let everybody know, pretty please, if you are going to send us in reports through our Facebook group, Ontario Storm Reports, please add the date, time, and location. It's very critical. Unlike if it's just a sunny day thing, you know, it's not as important. But if it's a severe weather report, it is absolutely critical that you add those details to it. So it looks like there is some. Yeah, I see that right now. Cole is pointing out that there is some rotation. There is some rotation on over Lake Erie as well too. So that's interesting. He says the rotation notification did not get pushed through the app. Brennan, can you confirm that? Are we maybe seeing a notification outage? That would be bad.
Let me check. It's probably because the severe weather live streams notifications are still going out.
Did that overwhelm the system? Yeah, we should probably send those out super early compared to. And the severe thunderstorm warning hasn't come out yet. Okay, so let me just see if I can pull it up here. I'm going to double check Amherstburg. Amherstburg. 1 second here. Amherstburg, Ontario. I see the severe thunderstorm warning on there. And I see the minor rotation detected, but maybe the notification itself hasn't gone out yet.
Oh, I just got the severe thunderstorm warning from
You got it? Okay, good. And he just got it as well, too. Okay, that was just a little bit delayed because we notified the entire province for the live stream, so that kind of overwhelms the
prioritization.
We need some prioritization there for it. Brendan, some random beep in the background. Was that your fire alarm?
My ice machine.
Oh, your ice machine. Oh, goodness. All right. Yeah, so I'm still seeing, it looks like, Cleveland is kind of picking up on that rotation there. Let's go take a look at Cleveland here. It might have a better view of what we're seeing. Yeah, so there is some, Cleveland's picking up on the rotation on this storm near Amherstburg right now, as you can see. So there is some rotation on that storm being picked up from Cleveland. And if we go further down, you can see there is some rotation on this storm as well, too, which is currently over Lake Erie. So that is a bit of a concern. Maybe Tilt 2 has a better view of it, possibly. We'll see. Let that load for 1 second. And then I think maybe Tilt 2 has a stronger meso. It's possible. Yeah, it's a little bit more defined here on Tilt 2. That storm does look interesting. It's going to have to cross a little bit more of the lake, but it is kind of heading up towards Pelee Island, I believe. Yes, it is heading towards Pelee Island. So we will have to keep an eye on that. Let me jump back to Detroit here. And there's a lot of polygons happening at the moment. But yeah, this storm heading up to the Amherstburg area. Still some really strong winds on the inflow side. So we'll see what does occur with that. Yes. Sorry if I'm moving the map around so quickly. It's just something that I do when I am watching this stuff. Lee says, I doubt this will reach Ottawa. This is not a risk for Eastern Ontario. This is a risk for deep Southwestern Ontario only. Brennan may have notified all of Southern Ontario. It's probably the case. And that's just because in the past we've been told many times, please notify me even if I'm not in the area. I still want to watch the live stream and I want to be able to tell family and friends about the risk. So Michelle says anything for Toronto?
Forecast I just pushed to the affected regions. So if you don't have the isolated severe risk or the slight severe risk on your app, then you aren't included.
I see. That makes sense. That's good. Yeah, so check the app. If you have not downloaded our free app, you can do so at instantweatherapp.com. Michelle asks anything for Toronto. Maybe some rain and a little bit of lightning later on. Maybe some small hail, but probably shouldn't be too significant. Really strong winds I'm seeing heading possibly towards Windsor. They might miss just to the west, but we'll see what happens here. It's gonna be interesting with these storms. Gonna be interesting. So yeah, that storm that is heading up towards Amherstburg has a 4% tornado risk via machine learning there, or AI as many like to call it. It looks like yeah, there's a little bit of a tornado risk on that storm heading up towards Amherstburg there. So it is now in the Amherstburg area, heading north towards McGregor at this point in time. Rotation looks fairly weak, but the radar coverage down there is a little spotty. So we will see what happens. But that's the storm we're talking about right here. So just a small percentage of a tornado risk on this storm, but it's possible. It is heading northeast towards McGregor, Maidstone. I'm not even going to try. Something Corner, Fairplay, Lakeshore. And this storm will probably, I would assume it's going to miss Windsor proper. It might head up towards Windsor proper. Let's keep animating it here. It's heading this way, so probably towards Tecumseh. And Oliver, I think, probably going to miss Windsor proper, although Windsor proper kind of comes down to about here. So it's possible that it might clip it, but it is heading mainly up towards Lakeshore. And then that's not the only storm. We have these storms behind, but this isolated little supercell in front is what we are concerned with at this point in time. So we're going to continue to watch that one closely. So there's that. Yes, there is that. Just jumping through the comments here. In Sarnia as well, says Jaslyn. Yeah, Sarnia might see some strong storms. It's hard to say if they're going to be severe, but it is possible. And yeah, we are seeing some really, really strong winds on Detroit Airport radar here. We load that up right now. You can see there is some really, really strong winds here that are heading to the northeast, and they may have a chance to clip Windsor. So we'll see what happens there. But yeah, some really strong winds passing by the radar there at this point in time. And again, we are seeing some rotation on that storm just down there. Let me jump back to Detroit radar, regular Detroit radar, and we'll see what's happening with that storm location-wise here. Yeah, this is the storm we're talking about, the one near Amherstburg. If you're in the area and it's safe to do so, please let us know what you're experiencing. Barry says, Adam Skinner, what about Cambridge? The overall severe risk, the further you get to the east, is lower and lower and lower. The main severe risk is going to be for Essex County, and it's going to be in the next short little while because that's what we're dealing with at this point in time, and that's where the environment is strong. So that is what we are dealing with here. How about Gravenhurst? Nah, Gravenhurst is fine. Anything up further north, you're fine. The main risk is just to the south, basically. But yeah, those strong winds are really cooking, and they might be heading towards Windsor. They might just miss, but we'll see. But again, there is this storm as well. So the storm I'm talking about is this one. This one has some strong winds heading this way. But again, it might miss. But there is two little storms here that we are paying close attention to near Amherstburg in Essex County, and they are tracking to the northeast. Yeah. Jenna says, storm just hit us and cleared up in Amherstburg. Thank you very much. Appreciate it. Was it windy at all, or was it okay? I mean, it looks like there's potentially some strong winds on there. Again, we're hoping that things stay relatively weak. Heavy winds in Amherstburg. So Tara just confirmed it. Rain in outskirts of Amherstburg. Wind is pulling rain. Interesting way to describe it. Thank you very much. So yeah, pretty darn windy down there. Again, there is damaging wind risk. There is hail risk. There is obviously frequent lightning risk. But besides that, a little bit of a tornado risk. Not too significant, but there is a chance here. Again, tornado watch just south of the border. We've got severe thunderstorm watch with the mention of a tornado risk. Severe thunderstorm warning in place now in Essex County. And we did send out this blue polygon. You might be able to see it. There's a lot of lines here, but if you see this blue line, you can see I drew this over the storm here, went all the way up to about here, and across and back down. And that particular storm, actually, this storm to the left is sneaking outside of my polygon and heading up towards LaSalle and Windsor. So where does it think it's going? That wasn't part of my polygon. I thought they're supposed to stay inside of my polygon. That is not fair. Okay. Oh, this is Essex, April 17th at 3:28 p.m. Thank you for the report, Amber. If you are on Facebook, please head over to Ontario Storm Reports. It is our reporting group, and it is a great place to share your reports and also to see reports of those in the community instantly. So it's great. Huge thank you to our moderators for sifting through all of the spam that you don't have to see. They have to bleach their eyes every night. Let's see here. Look, it's B says, Adam, at that storm, you get back in your polygon. By the way, never bleach your eyes, please. That was a joke, but sometimes we have to say things to explain that bleaching your eyes would be bad. It's come to that. Okay, let's see
like
here.
Drinking bleach?
Yeah, no drinking bleach, no bleaching your eyeballs. But yeah, metaphorically, they're bleaching their eyeballs every night after having to deal with all the adult content that gets posted to groups that you don't have to see, that they have to sift through.
Multiple times a day.
Multiple times a day. So it is relentless, but we have a wonderful team trying their best to make sure that you don't have to look at it. So it's wonderful. Oh, and there's Jennifer Wicks from Ontario Opticians Association, and she says, it is bad. Don't do it. You heard it first, right from Executive Director of Ontario Opticians Association. Thank you, Jennifer. That was fun having that interview on the solar eclipse live stream. That was interesting. That was pretty cool. We need to have you back so you can answer more questions about 400 rating on sunglasses. We should do some tests to see, is it actually 400 rated? We'll do like Mythbusters on sunglasses. Are these actually 400 rated? Is it only Ray-Bans that actually has the true rating? Or, it'd be fun to go through that. That'd be pretty cool. So yeah, strong winds again heading through kind of near the Taylor, Michigan area, and they might just miss Windsor, but boy, they look strong. They are looking pretty darn strong at this point in time. Let's see if we can pick them up on TDTW, on Instant Weather Pro. Some of these winds are, let's see here, 95 kilometers an hour, and down here is 91. So yeah, some pretty darn strong winds, and those are, again, heading up towards Essex, up towards Windsor at this point in time. So let me go back to Detroit and see what's happening. Again, that storm's outside of my polygon, which I do not approve of. Looks like there is some hail northeast of Amherstburg now. If you look at this little pink area, pinkish purple area, that is likely development of hail on this particular storm. Yeah, and it continues to track to the northeast. Let me just do something here in the background. I just want to take a peek at a few different data points. Yeah, so that storm, the storm that's north of LaSalle doesn't look too potent at this point in time, at least on radar. But the storm that is near McGregor, that one is certainly cooking. It is certainly cooking right now. So we'll see what it's doing. Okay. Liam says the storm over Lake Erie is starting to organize a bit more at this point in time, which I believe is this one right here. And he says it's starting to cook on Cleveland. So let's go check the Cleveland radar and see. That is under, I believe, a special marine weather statement from the U.S. at this point in time. Yes. Oh, yeah. Wow. Starting to see definite rotation on that storm over Lake Erie. And that is, whoa, and look at the upper level rotation on this McGregor storm. Yeah, it's definitely demonstrating that there is some upper level rotation from a distance. Hopefully these storms, just like the last event, hopefully these storms are somewhat elevated further up off the surface. That would be helpful, because the further they are from the surface, the less they're interacting with the surface, the lower there is a risk of a tornado. But this is definitely rotating. And it looks like it should miss Pelee Island, because they're all basically going to the northeast here. Let's see here. Yeah, I think, if anything, it's going to head towards maybe Leamington. Yeah, it looks like maybe Point Pelee National Park, but it should miss Pelee Island because it's kind of on this trajectory. It's going kind of basically northeast. Almost perfectly northeast, but yeah. That is a nasty little storm right there. That one over Lake Erie. So, and this is starting to look interesting as well too, even more interesting. So let me jump back to Detroit radar. And yeah, this storm near McGregor is continues to be a concern in Essex County as it tracks to the northeast. Let's see percentage-wise on it. Still, it's only a 2% tornado risk on that one right now, so it's not super duper. But the one that is to the south, I'm surprised the one south is only 1%, but it's probably going to update soon. I think it takes 2 minutes for that system to update. So, Chantel says it's totally calm in McGregor right now. I think it is. Did it go past you already? Let me see here. Oh, no, it's basically west of you, but it's going to move north of McGregor. So it's going to kind of miss McGregor. I mean, you're obviously getting rain, but it's not, but I don't think you're going to get the strongest part of that storm. The little LaSalle storm, though, still looks pretty interesting to me. Those strong winds I was talking about that might miss Windsor, they're now extending further and further south on that storm line, which means it's probably going to affect Windsor. Windsor looks like you might be getting some pretty darn strong winds. Looks like Mark Robinson from the Weather Network is on the cell near Essex. It says brief lowering on the cell. So he's actually on that McGregor cell right now. As you can see, Essex is just to the east of McGregor. So he's on that storm right now, which is helpful because now we're getting reports directly from Mark on that storm, so that's good. So let's see here. He's posting that on Twitter. If you're curious, you can check #ONStorm. I still call it Twitter, but I guess it's called X now, but I'm just going to still call it Twitter. So there. Let's see here. Very windy in LaSalle, says Sarah. That makes sense. Jenna says Amherstburg is clear. Yeah, it's clear right now. It's going to get... That's not the only storm you're going to get. This is just a little pop-up storm in front of the line. So, as you can see, these two little storms are the ones we're watching. This storm over Lake Erie is definitely rotating, and it is getting... it seems to be increasing in strength, and it's going to head up towards... It should miss Pelee Island, but it's going to head up towards Point Pelee National Park and Leamington. And these two little storms, hail... and some strong winds we're hearing reports of. Not seeing anything too significant with rotation with them, but that could change quickly. We just got a new update. That's a 338 update. And yeah, interesting. Let's see if we're getting an update from the airport radar as well. Let's see. Not seeing anything too significant for rotation, so that's good. Wilder things have happened in Southwestern Ontario. You know, sometimes you can't necessarily see if there's any land spout potential. You can't see that, excuse me, on radar. But let's see. Yeah, so Mark's reporting a lowering on that cell. I'm going to go check out his post. 1 second here. I just want to take a peek at it. I didn't really get to watch it. I'm just going to watch it here in the background. Give me 1 sec. Oh, yeah, he's got a little wall cloud. Yeah, he's definitely got a little wall cloud. Yeah, he's seen a lowering on that cell, so we need to keep a good eye on what Mark is posting as well. Looks like we might have the largest following on X we've ever had. So, hi, everyone. Thanks for joining us on X. We appreciate it. We are at iWeatherON on X. Did I start calling it X? I did. I did start calling it X. On Twitter, on X. Whoa! There's downtown central Windsor, 3:34 p.m. You can see that report at the top left of our screen here. By the way, if you are watching this stream on your phone like this, turn your phone sideways. Turn it sideways. Makes it so much better. By the way, I finally fixed my camera so I can do this, and it's in focus. Huh? It's called product showcase mode. I know. That's pretty sweet. I just got so angry when I was like, getting it close to the screen, and then it was fuzzy. Grabbed me nuts. All right. So, Lucas B said, just saw Mark's post. Wow. Yeah, it is definitely, he's definitely got a lowering there on that storm. So, these are the storms we're watching. They are concerned. This is the storm Mark is on right now near Paquette Corners. And that is a concern. It is heading northeast towards Old Castle, towards Tecumseh, Pelton, Fairplay, maybe Windsor International Airport, and eventually Tecumseh. How come there's two Tecumsehs? I thought this was Tecumseh. Yeah, that's Tecumseh. Well, what the heck is this Tecumseh? It's just like, this is like in the middle of nowhere. So I'm pretty sure that this is the right one. I don't know why there's two. This is what happens. These things happen. Okay. But yeah, we're hearing reports of strong winds. And oh, it looks like thank you so much to, is that Cole or Cody on as instant weather volunteer on YouTube? I think it might be Cole. I think so.
I want to say it's
Yeah,
Cole,
that's definitely
probably.
Cole.
Oh, that's Cole. Okay, cool. Okay. Tecumseh Road, says Lori. Oh, okay. So that's Tecumseh Road. Ah, interesting that it's labeled like that. Anyways, we'll work on that. We'll take a peek. We need to go and tweak the city database. So, yeah, from Detroit Airport radar, those winds are getting stronger and stronger, and they are heading towards Windsor. So Windsor, Amherstburg, LaSalle, you are going to see some pretty darn strong winds with this line. Of course, there is a little storm in Windsor right now, and there is a little storm that we are a bit concerned with that Mark Robinson is on right now down here. But you can see that storm rolling into Windsor right now from the video that Deb posted on Ontario Storm Reports. Thank you so much, Deb, for putting that report. And you can see the big rain core coming in with it as well, too. Oh, Alana was the one that got rid of the spammer. Thank you, Alana. Appreciate it. Thank you, thank you. So there's that. Oh, we got an interesting report from McGregor of a low-hanging, what looks like a shelf cloud, but it might be a wall. Whoa. There it is right there. You can see that. So Chantel Rayner posted this, and she said, Scud, that's a pretty big lowering on the bottom right there. I want to see this. I want to see this close up. If you are on Facebook, please join Ontario Storm Reports. You can see this close up. I don't like the look of that. I hope it's Scud. She said Scud with a question mark. Excuse me. Is it rotating or is it just free floating slowly? Because if it's just free floating slowly, then it's Scud. But if it actually is rotating, it's a bit of a concern. Whoa, those winds coming in too. Windsor are strong. They are looking strong. Damaging wind risk for sure. Heading into Windsor, heading into LaSalle, and heading in. It might just miss Amherstburg to the north. Amherstburg's probably going to see some strong winds, but the really strong ones are to the north. So I'm going to, might be able to hear my dog back there. It sounds like Flynn. Let's see here. Yeah, so this is still a concerning storm. It's heading up towards Tecumseh Road and towards Fairplay and Lakeshore. But this line right here coming in is looking pretty grumpy. It doesn't look as strong from this radar, but if we jump to this, you can see some of these winds coming in. I mean, look at this. 109 kilometers an hour, 106. This is not noise. These are actual winds here. And so these are heading in towards Windsor and Amherstburg, and that is a concern. Let me jump back down to Cleveland radar to see if we can check out our storm. It looks like the rotation that was heading near Pelee Island has weakened some, so that is good news. That has weakened considerably, so that is definitely good news. We're going to continue to keep an eye on that storm as it heads up towards Leamington. But for those in Leamington area that were concerned with that one, it looks like the rotation has weakened. This is a dynamic environment we're dealing with here. It is very possible that these things can change. Rain came back with a vengeance in Amherstburg. Yeah, so that storm that storm line that's heading into Amherstburg right now, as you can see here, this line right here heading in Amherstburg, and the storm that's heading towards LaSalle and Windsor is going to be bringing some big time winds. So that is probably the main concern at this point in time. Big time winds heading into LaSalle and Windsor with that line. So it should be interesting. I don't like... Oh, nice wall cloud under this Essex storm, says Mark Robinson. Let me make sure it's in my polygon. I think it got back into my polygon. Did you get back into my... It did. It did get back into my polygon. So thank you, Storm, for staying inside of my polygon. Appreciate it. As you can see, my blue line right here went all the way to here and all the way back down. And this is the storm he's on right now. And he's seen a pretty potent wall cloud underneath the Essex storm at the moment. He says, very nice wall cloud under this Essex storm. So thank you for the report, Jenna. I appreciate that. Let's see here. My dog just went willingly into the basement. Or my dog just went in basement willingly in LaSalle. Probably going to follow suit. Yeah, if your dog goes into the basement and normally doesn't, then that's probably a good sign to follow the dog into the basement. I would just go ahead and say that. So Michael, good call. Yeah, definitely going to the basement with that one. Can't see the blue lines. They're very, very thin. We're gonna work on that and make it better. But anyways, just the polygon is here. If you want to see this polygon that I posted, you can go to our Twitter or our Facebook page. You can check us out, Instant Weather Ontario on Facebook, or you can check out Instant Weather Ontario on X. So I'll just keep calling it both. But this is the storm that we're seeing reports of a wall cloud on that one. Wall cloud is the predecessor to a funnel cloud, which is the predecessor to a tornado. So a funnel cloud's not touching the ground. A tornado is touching the ground, right? Those are the differentiating between the two. So, but yeah, this is the storm right here heading towards Tecumseh Road, towards Fairplay, northeast of Oldcastle. That one, we have multiple spotters in the area that are talking about. Mark said the storm is cycling. NZP Chasers, Francis is saying, northwest of Essex, not much in terms of low-level rotation right now. So he's seen the wall cloud, but he's not seen a lot of rotation low-level wise, which is good. So that's good. And that's basically being reflected in radar. But oh boy, the winds that are coming into Windsor, oh boy, they look super duper duper strong. So that is not good. And I'll show you what I'm talking about. This storm right here, this storm line right here heading into Windsor right now. Detroit just shows up on the map just because it's the biggest population. If I zoom way in, it'll show us Windsor. There's so many folks in Windsor that have complained, oh, how come you always see Detroit on the maps, but we don't see Windsor? I would be so grateful if I was to back out to space here and I was still able to see Barrie somehow. Let's see if let me just get rid of that there. Okay, I can't see Barrie. There's no Barrie here, but I can still see Detroit. So you have, from space, you still have a location that you can see exactly where Windsor is. So I would just be happy about that. I see this tornado watch all the way around Ohio here. And you can see, I believe this is, this is the flood watch from the MRNF. And down here you can see the severe thunderstorm watches and warnings. And there's a big mesoscale discussion here from the US. We've added all this to Instant Weather Pro. By the way, huge thank you to those who have subscribed to Instant Weather Pro. It's like $99 for the year. It's the same tool that we use to track storms in real time. We built it for the Northern Tornadoes Project out of Western University, and we are finally launching it to everybody. And the mobile app version is coming. So if you subscribe to the website version, not only will it be cheaper than subscribing to it via our Instant Weather app, but you will also get access to the version on Instant Weather. So you'll get both. You'll get the mobile app and you'll get the website version, which is literally a website. It's the first pro radar website with this much functionality. So you can subscribe at instantweatherpro.com. Again, huge thank you to those who have done that. And if you are subscribed and you're using it, let us know what you think of it. We've made lots of improvements to US radar loading. We've made improvements to the alerts, and they're going to get better. We're going to make the outlines thicker, all these sort of things. Lots is happening, and we're quite excited about it. So this is the storm with a little bit of a lowering on it, a little bit of a wall cloud. Not seeing too much strong rotation here. There is some points of rotation that will miss Windsor here, and they will head up maybe towards St. Clair, Lake St. Clair, maybe up towards Sarnia. We'll see. But there is a little bit of rotation on the line. But the environment up there is not very strong. So if we're going to see any tornado activity, it's probably going to be somewhere in Essex County. However, right now, the strong winds that are moving in look pretty darn potent. Heading into Detroit, heading into LaSalle. Damaging wind gusts are possible with these storms. So definitely take shelter if you're in the path of those. Of course, Environment Canada has a severe thunderstorm warning in place. Side note, if you haven't downloaded our free app, we also have a free app called Instant Weather. You can get it at instantweatherapp.com. Huge thank you to those who use it. Let us know in the comments if you are using it and if you like it. We appreciate all of that. Thank you so much. Let's see here. Thank you so much, Gabby. Appreciate it. Dakota says, how is Windsor looking? It's looking pretty darn potent at this point in time. Hopefully these storms are a little bit elevated. The further they are up off the surface, the weaker the winds would end up being, which would be a good thing. So we're crossing our fingers that these strong winds heading towards Windsor right now are elevated, but it's very possible that they are interacting with the surface. So we are certainly concerned. Just got very dark in southwest Windsor. Yeah, they're on your doorstep right now, so they're looking pretty darn grumpy. Yes, for sure. Oh, Teresa asked me if we could clarify the different subscriptions that we have. We've been doing this for, actually, our 11-year birthday is tomorrow. So, happy pre-birthday to Instant Weather. Hooray! 11 years. Wow. It was April 18th, 2013, when the whole idea for everything started. And Brennan. Classic Brennan. Yeah, it was April 18th, 2013 when this all started. And here we are, April 17th, 2024. Still going. But overall that time, we've had a whole bunch of different things for subscriptions. So we want to clarify. We have our text message alerts, which is textmessagealerts.com. That is how you receive SMS alerts to your phone. That is different from the in-app subscription. So on the app, you can remove ads and you can extend the future radar to 5 hours. That is a separate subscription from the text message alerts. Those are two separate subscriptions. And then we also have a subscription to Instant Weather Pro. That's again separate. And we're about to launch VirtuWeather, which is our 3D weather simulation. And that will be a separate cost as well too. So Dan DiBiasio, my favorite drummer, coming in. Instant Weather Pro is so much fun to use, and I absolutely love it. Highly recommend for sure. Thanks, brother. I appreciate it. Dan DiBiasio, pro drummer. Guy's awesome. Yeah. Thanks so much. Appreciate it. And thank you for the super chat, Dan. That was very kind of you. I'm going to go peek at VirtuWeather here in just a second. I just want to pull up the Cleveland radar and see if we can get a look at the storms that are over Lake Erie really quickly. Give it just 1 second here. Raining hard in Tecumseh. Thank you for the report. Tecumseh Road as well. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, so there's Tecumseh Road and then there's Tecumseh. And those are both labeled on Instant Weather Pro here. Okay, so that storm we were talking about continues to head over Lake Erie. It's going to miss Pelee Island besides some rain, and it's going to head towards Kingsville and Leamington. However, the rotation doesn't look too strong at this point in time. That could change. We will see. This photo is a bit deceiving from Dylan. I don't think it was intended that way, but he says, looking at the storm from McGregor moving fast, but you can see a whole bunch of debris, but I think that is not from a storm. Obviously, that is from something else. But when I look at that photo, it's like, oh my goodness, it looks like horrifying damage. And then you're like, okay, wait a minute. This is a giant junk pile. Okay. That was, that was slightly concerning for a second. But no, he's looking at the storm from McGregor moving fast. Okay. Thank you so much. Appreciate it. Andrew Back says, Adam, buddy, 11 years. That's awesome. I missed Tornado GPS, and I think you forgot about me again. Is it the t-shirt? Was it the t-shirt, Andrew? I forget what the... Oh, yes, for t-shirt. I got to get this guy his t-shirt. Terrible at this. I'm going to delegate that, because obviously I keep forgetting. Windsor. Let's see here. Yeah, Windsor's about to see that storm. I'm hoping that some of the winds are elevated because they look pretty darn potent, but here's crossing our fingers that hail in Tecumseh, says Lisa. Thank you very much for the report. So we've got hail now, and you can see it right here. Yeah, this is the storm, and you can see the hail in pink, basically. So if you look in pink, that is basically the hail, and that is right inside Tecumseh right now near Amy Croft Drive. Again, we can pinpoint right down to street level. We can go pretty far. We even have 3D buildings if we tilt the camera here. Ooh, 3D buildings. Isn't that fancy? Yeah, so let me just back it up here. Straighten out my camera. There we go. And that's Tecumseh Road. It's interesting that Tecumseh Road comes all the way down to here. But anyways, so there's the McGregor storm. Again, we're not seeing, thankfully, too much rotation at this point in time. We are hoping that the environment is just weak enough that we don't get any super strong rotation in the area. It looks like, oh, that's interesting. Little bit of rotation on this line heading into Windsor. Hopefully nothing too strong, but Southwest Detroit right now seeing a little bit of rotation on this line heading into Windsor. We are hoping that that is just strong winds and not anything tornadic, but we're definitely watching it closely here. Adam, have you guys thought about making a Discord server for the community? So we have a Discord server for internal use. We use it when, because we normally use Facebook Messenger, but when Messenger goes down, we all jump into Discord. So we do have that, and we were thinking about opening that up to the community. It's probably about time to do that. Pretty much everybody's on Discord now, or at least a lot of folks are on Discord now. If you're on Discord, let us know in the comments. Look at Speed says, I would be so down for a community Discord. We should probably open it up. It'd be a good idea. We've been talking about it for a long time. Lots of folks saying on Discord would be so useful. I'd be on Discord with y'all. A lot of folks. Jess says that could be a lot of chatter. Yeah, I'm sure it will, but that's okay. A lot of folks saying Discord would be interesting. Jennifer says, do you not live stream on Facebook anymore? We're live on Ontario Stormwatch, Instant Weather Ontario, Instant Weather Canada. We're live on all three of them. We don't go live on Ontario Storm Reports, but we usually just share the live stream over to that one. But we are definitely live on a lot of Facebook pages at the moment. 3 Facebook pages we're live on. So maybe you're just thinking of Ontario Storm Reports. Lori says, I'm watching you live right now on Facebook. Karen says, what the heck is Discord? It's usually used for gamers, but it's becoming quite popular for uses outside of gaming. But yes, we're considering it a Discord. Dana says, I'd appreciate an update for Wallaceburg. Yeah, let me double check here. How are the winds in Windsor? Crossing my fingers that the storm is elevated further up off the surface, and therefore the winds would not be strong enough to do damaging winds in Windsor. That is what I'm hoping for. Crossing my fingers. Severe thunderstorm warning has been issued for Sarnia, Petrolia, Western Lambton County as well. That is nice and proactive from Environment Canada, and we appreciate that. It's good to see. Good to see. Wallaceburg. Wallaceburg's fine right now, but you will see those strong storms as this strong line continues to track to the northeast. Again, the environment basically cuts off around Chatham-Kent as far as tornadoes would be concerned. I'm going to go double check on the environment in the background here. Give me just a moment. Yeah, so supercell pretty much cuts off at Chatham-Kent. There's a little bit of supercell further northeast than that. But the environment itself should continue to weaken as storms move east of Chatham-Kent. So we will see. But again, I hope everybody's doing safe in the Windsor area. That storm looks pretty potent. Pretty potent. Is this coming to Woodbridge, says Goofy Channel. Is it coming to Woodbridge? We will see some storms heading over towards the GTA. The chances are they will not be severe. Could see some lightning maybe. Obviously, lightning is always severe, but not severe wind-wise or and tornado-wise or anything like that. I don't think we're expecting anything too significant in that regard. Still trying to watch these storms closely. That one over the lakeshore has an interesting shape to it. Oh, sorry, over Lakeshore, which is just east of Tecumseh. But again, I don't think it looks like maybe the environment's just not strong enough to sustain low-level rotation. We'll see. We will see. Da, 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 da. Angela says nasty cell touching down Lakeshore. Can you clarify what you mean by touching down? Is it actually like, is it reaching the surface? Because that would be bad. Hail near EC Row. Thank you very much. Looks like see some hail reports there from an anonymous participant on Ontario Storm Reports of Tecumseh hail. Thank you very much for sharing. Side note, if you hold hail in your hand for a photo, if you could throw like a quarter in there or a nickel or a dime or a loonie or a toonie or some sort of object that gives us a reference point, because everybody has a different size hand. We don't know if it's like a child's hand or a very large adult's hand. It's hard to tell. So the hand is usually a decent point of reference, but if you throw a coin in there, then we know exactly for sure how big that hail is. So we would appreciate that if you are going to share those reports. Looks like the wind should be pretty strong in Windsor right now, and if people say it's not, then yeah, Lehman says, please don't say touching down unless it's actually touching down. Yeah, don't say touching down unless there's like a tornado or a downburst literally touching the ground. That would be a different story. Nothing from the spotters, so chances are that storm did not touch down, quote unquote. Let's see here. West Windsor, not windy at all. Okay, this is good news. Wind is not bad here in Windsor. Okay, great. This is good news. This means that the storm is likely becoming elevated, aka further up off the surface. So even though we're seeing really strong winds on radar, they might not actually be reaching the surface, which is excellent. So if you're in West Windsor and you're not seeing strong winds yet, that is good. And then Stephanie says it's bad West End Windsor. Everybody has a different perspective on what is bad. Let's see here. The rain in Windsor must be crazy right now. It's coming through the poorly sealed windows here at work. Just heavy rain in East Windsor. Moderately windy in Essex. Wind is picking up in central Windsor. Tornado watch just got extended further down the lake on the American side. Thank you very much. Appreciate it. Thank you, Lucas B. Thunder in Bell River, says Diane. Thank you. Is it going to come to Cambridge? You might see some storms later, but probably non-severe. Heavy rain in West Windsor. Thank you very much. Appreciate it. Just light wind and rain in Leamington. Good. Okay. This is good news. It looks like this stuff might be elevated, which is really, really good news. Let's just jump back to the Cleveland radar. I wanted to see what was happening again over Lake Erie. Got to still keep an eye on that storm that is between Pelee Island and Kingsville over the water. This particular storm here. Let's just wait for velocity to load up. There we go. Yeah, some very, very broad rotation. Nothing too strong yet. Continuing to watch that storm. If anything's going to happen severe-wise, it would be happening pretty much now over the next hour, I would think. And then, other than that, we're looking at things starting to weaken as the storms move to the east. Donald says, "What should I look out for in London, Ontario? Maybe some rain, maybe some lightning, gusty winds, but maybe small hail. But we're not expecting anything too significant for London, so that's good news to all of our London peeps." Interesting question. Cole said, someone asked a question 6 times, and the question is, Adam, how come there hasn't been an EF5 tornado in so long? Are they evaluating damage differently now? The scale has changed slightly. EF is different than F. The only F5 tornado in Canadian history that has been documented that actually hit a structure strong enough to be classified as F5 was in Ely, Manitoba. Many, many years ago. But was it 2006? Correct me if I'm wrong. Was it 2006, 2007? Something like that. But yes, we've only had F4s in the history of Ontario. F4s have been the strongest we've seen. 2007. Oh, thanks, Liam. Appreciate it. Donnie says 2007. Hey, my memory is decent. Woodstock had an F5 in 1979, says Jen. Actually, it was an F4. It was classified as an F4, not an F5. But yes, I think there was actually 2 F4s. That was a horrifying day. Our thoughts are with all those who lost family members that day. That was a bad one. Danny says, we get it bad here. Lost 2 trees in 2 years near Rochester Place. Thank you for letting us know that. Sorry to hear that. Hopefully everybody was safe. Lori says, F4 in Edmonton in 1987. I lived there. 35 people died. It was so scary. Was it 35? I thought it was 27. Regardless, 35 or 27, doesn't matter. That was one of the most deadly tornadoes in all of Canadian history. Yeah, the Edmonton F4. That was a bad one. Thoughts on the tornado that was confirmed, first one in Canada this year in Amherstburg? Yeah, the environment didn't even look that strong. We weren't forecasting severe weather. I don't think anybody was forecasting severe weather that day. And that storm just kind of just probably hit a lake breeze or an outflow boundary or something and just spun up really quick and a very, very small little path of damage. And an EF1 tornado confirmed on that. That was from March 16th, which ties the earliest tornado on record, which was back in, I believe, 2016, which was also March 16th. March 16th or March 17th? What's with me in 6s and 7s? Let's see here. Anyways, I think it was March 16th, but yes. Not great. Amazing Person 3409, our favorite YouTuber that helps with the live streams. By the way, Amazing Person 3409, you should probably just join our team. I mean, you're basically on our team. You're always here, and you're always helpful. So that's cool, too. But yeah, you should actually like legit join our team. A bunch of small, brief QLCS spin-ups with that line over Michigan. Might have to watch this if the strong winds hold together as it moves towards Sarnia. Yeah, I hear you. It's just the environment up towards Sarnia is pretty meh. So chances are it's going to be elevated. But yeah, I do see all those little spin-ups on the line. Let's jump back to Detroit Radar and take a peek at what Amazing Person 3409 is talking about. You can see little peaks and valleys in here. Really strong winds in here. Near Utica, northeast of Troy. Those are very strong winds in that line, and some of those little notches in the line are possibly QLCS rotation. But it looks like the winds definitely weakened as it moved into Windsor, which is really good news. So that's great. Excellent. That's what we want to see. I know some people are like, oh, I love weather. I want it to be super, super duper windy. But, from our perspective, at least from my personal perspective, I'd rather people not be affected by severe weather. That's what I prefer. Let's jump back here. And I think there is a tornado warning down here in Ohio. As you can see, we've made the tornado warning polygons nice and poppy. And you can see
it sounds like there's a radar indicated tornado in Ohio.
Okay, so there's a radar indicated tornado down near Marion right now in Ohio. And so that's interesting. Hopefully folks down there are staying safe. This is quite a distance from Essex County, and it's probably moving to the east-northeast. We can actually measure this now. By the way, if you do have Instant Weather Pro, if you go back to single mode, instead of dual mode or split mode, go back to single mode, click this little circle. Oh, I can't see it on the screen, but if you click this little circle on the far right, then you can have a measuring tool. So if we go basically, like Leamington down to the tornado warning in Ohio, it's 139 kilometers away. 139 kilometers away from Essex County down to Ohio. So that measuring tool is pretty useful as well. I'm going to flip back to split mode. Split mode is actually quite useful because it's good to swipe between products on these storms, so you can actually see. So there's reflectivity, so that's your rain, and you can see hail if you get to pink and purple. And then if I swipe over, you can see the wind gusts and the direction. So rain and wind. It's nice to be able to go between them. So if you see a really strong storm, you can swipe over near Pelee Island. You can swipe over to see, are we actually seeing a rotation there? Preferably, I'm actually going to jump to the Cleveland radar because it's going to give us a better representation of that storm. So if we jump to the Pelee Island storm, you can see it almost looks like there's a hook on that storm, but as I swipe over, you can see that there's no indication of rotation there. Rotation would be bright green versus bright red in this particular case. And yeah, I'm not seeing anything for strong rotation there. So Pelee Island's going to see a lot of torrential rain, maybe some lightning. And with all these storms, there's a little small risk of hail as well. But overall, I think that we had a very brief window for severe weather here. And it looks like that window might be closing, which is good news. Not for those in Ohio, not for those in parts of Michigan at the moment, but it looks like what we're seeing over Essex County is pretty weak at this point in time, which is very exciting. Mark Robinson says, yep, this is getting windy north of Essex, heading for the 401. He's seen some pretty strong winds down there, but I don't think he's seen anything too significant at this point in time. Let's see here. Jenny says, weather just got bad in Kingsville. Thank you for the report. I appreciate it, Jenny. Allison says, hi, Adam. Overcast, periods of rain and windy again in Ajax, Ontario. Thank you very much. Appreciate it. Yeah, we're not. What is a QLC? So it's a quasi-linear QLCS. So quasi-linear convective storm. Quasi-linear convective storm. Is that right?
System.
Oh, system. That's right. Quasi-linear convective system. Basically, it's when you have when we talk about QLCS tornadoes, we're talking about in a squall line where you normally have a big line of storms, which typically a big line of storms doesn't produce tornadoes. But when you get these tiny little notches in there, sometimes you can get tornadoes on the leading edge, on the gust front of those storms. And we would consider those QLCS tornadoes. So normally you're like, oh, it's a squall line, so it's not going to produce tornadoes. But that's not the case, especially in Southern Ontario. It seems to be one of the places where squall lines like to produce tornadoes relatively often. Let's see here. I saw a question here. 1 second. It went away. McMahon Family Sarnia says, what is that radar app you are using? That doesn't look like my Instant Weather app. So this will be coming to the Instant Weather app. This is called Instant Weather Pro. So it's our new Pro radar suite that, again, we built it for the Northern Tornadoes Project out of Western University. And you can subscribe to it at instantweatherpro.com. It's $99 for the year. When you subscribe, please be patient because Teresa will send out instructions by hand. And if there's a bunch of people that subscribed, it sometimes takes a little bit of time. It's kind of like a, obviously, first come, first serve thing. But if you subscribe, again, Teresa will send you out instructions by hand. It is a website, so it can run on anything. And the cool thing is, if you have a decent computer, if you have multiple monitors, because it's a website, you can have one radar on this monitor, one radar on this monitor, one on that monitor, or you can have multiple radars on the same monitor. Whereas every other Pro radar suite, it's like one program. So you're stuck with the one program. You can't open up multiple versions of that program. Whereas this is just like Chrome tabs. You can open up a bunch of like Google Chrome tabs, or you can do it in Microsoft Edge or Firefox. We recommend Google Chrome, but yeah, we basically designed it for Google Chrome. So anyways, McMahon and Family Sarnia says, oh, yes. So that is Instant Weather Pro, and that's, again, what we use to track storms on the live stream, of course. Let's see here. Oh, we have the auto mod on Twitch, and it's like blocking words like tool. Interesting. Yeah. Obviously we have to do some moderation on Twitch. Twitch is actually usually pretty good, but the community there is actually quite friendly, which we appreciate. Let's see here. Will it work on Internet Explorer, says Alyssa. Yeah, probably. I would recommend, if you have Internet Explorer, then you can download Google Chrome. Google Chrome is, in my opinion, a much better browser than Internet Explorer, for sure. But yeah, it will work. It should work on most browsers. Quasi-linear convective systems are QLCS tornadoes associated with lines of strong thunderstorms, says Jay. Yeah, that's a shorter, more concise, professional way of saying it compared to me rambling on about it for like 2 minutes trying to remember how to say it. Matt says, is Niagara going to be strong? I don't think so. I think maybe you're going to see some rain, maybe some hail. I mean, hail seems strong, but like, what's the definition of strong? Strong to me is like trees are falling. Is it going to be that strong? Probably not. But yeah, who knows? We're going to continue to watch. But again, as the storms track east of this line here and they move past Chatham-Kent, we are not expecting anything too significant as the storms start to move to the east. And the fact that we didn't really have severe wind gusts in Essex County, we had a little bit of a lowering, a little bit of a wall cloud, a little bit of a close call with that storm. But that might have been the show, folks, besides rain and lightning and small hail and some gusty winds. That might have been the majority of the show. So, Interesting. I think we'll answer a few more questions. I'll go take a look at these storms in virtual weather here. Let me actually go take a look at that right now. Give me 1 second here in the background. I'm going to load up the latest radar data on virtual weather so we can see. Give me 1 second here. And virtual weather, the beta test is only a few weeks away. I've said that for a long time, but it really seems like it's only a few weeks away. We had to do some tweaks. We had to change some things, but it's looking like it's probably only a few weeks away for virtual weather for you to be able to jump in and see virtual weather in real time and 3D storms and all that fun stuff. So let's see here. Let's go take a look at these storms. 1 sec. I'll try to zoom in and then I'll bring you into virtual weather. Cool. Okay. So this is a view from Point Pelee here. All right. Let's load that up here. Should pop up. Where'd it go? Come back. There you are. Okay. So you can see Point Pelee right down here. You can see Elmdale, Wheatley. You can see the lightning data in real time. And this is actually using real radar data to create simulated storms in real time. You can fly around and take a look at them. It's pretty cool. Yeah, so that's virtual weather. It's pretty exciting. We're super stoked about it. Using real radar data to look at storms in real time. We're going to be auto-generating. We haven't done it yet, but we already have the technology for it. We're going to auto-generate funnel clouds and auto-generate tornadoes below storms. You know, when like a tornado is confirmed on the ground, that's when it will spawn automatically. We can pull that data out of the tornado warnings and all that kind of stuff. And, have hail falling, rain falling. We've obviously got thunder and lightning at this point in time. You can see that we have the rain actually coming down from the storm as well, too. We actually added that recently. So and the lightning's starting to look pretty darn good. It's pretty cool. You can't hear it, but I can hear a lot of thunder and lightning in my ear. So eventually in the live stream, I will put that on the stream. But yeah, this is the big storm line that is moving through the area at the moment, as you can see. And so there's Chatham right there, and this is the big storm line moving in. So pretty cool to see this in real time. So pardon me moving around the screen so fast. Let me know in the comments what you think of virtual weather. It's pretty cool. Habs on, whoa, $28 super chat. Thank you very much. Appreciate that. Thanks in advance for yet another season of live streams. Hope this will help with the supply of storm ships. Thank you so much. We appreciate it. Thank you kindly. I have my storm nuts here. I like my storm nuts. I still got them. I'm running low though. Look, it's B says storm nuts fund activate. Yeah, for sure. I definitely need to get some more. But thank you so much for the super chat. I appreciate it. Thank you so much to all those sending in stars on Facebook, those who have sent in super chats on YouTube, those who have become subscribers on Twitch as well. We are finally an affiliate on Twitch, so we appreciate all those who have become subscribers there. Thank you kindly. Crystal says storm salt left. Yeah, it's pretty much down to salt and just a few nuts left. St. Thomas, Elmer, the ports. Yeah, St. Thomas, again, you're going to see storms, but will they be super duper severe? It's looking less and less likely. Let me jump back over to Instant Weather Pro and see. It's looking less and less likely that we're going to see anything significantly severe, especially east of Chatham-Kent. We weren't expecting east of Chatham-Kent in the first place, but let's swipe over here. Yeah, again, lots of torrential rains. Definitely isolated flooding is a possible outcome of these storms. Looks like we do have some hail here, northwest of Tilbury. Oh, what's going on here? This is an interesting little tidbit. Is that from Cleveland? That is from Cleveland, so that's quite a distance. So that might be some upper level rotation. Severe thunderstorm warning has ended. It looks like it has ended for Essex County, which I think makes sense. Oh, you know what? Sorry, that might be the one. Was that the one for Sarnia that ended? Let me double check. Let me see. Oh, it was Essex County. Yeah, that's right. So Essex County, Windsor, Leamington, that severe thunderstorm warning has ended. And it's already off the map there. That went quick. Which I do agree with, because I think overall these storms are looking like the environment is not that strong, and they're looking, if you look at the wind profiles here, they do not look too significant. So let me just move this over here 1 sec. There we go. Okay, so yeah, I'm not seeing anything too significant, which is good news. Which is obviously good news. We do not want to see anything too significant. These storms, we want everybody to stay safe. That is, that's what we like. That's what we like over here. We want people to stay safe. Maybe everybody doesn't feel that way, but I'm pretty sure everybody feels that way. We want folks to stay safe. There's a little bit, we're seeing a 2% tornado risk over Lake St. Clair right now. And I'm seeing a little bit of data on that storm that looks interesting. So we'll keep watching that cell and see what it does. But that's 2% is pretty low. Tay says, will virtual weather be available to the public? Yes, that is the plan. We are going to launch the beta test. We're probably going to do it the same pricing as in some other Pro. So it'll probably be like $100 for the year, which is like $8 something a month. That is the idea. We'll probably have a monthly option as well too. And yeah, and we'd like to launch that relatively soon. Tay says, sweet. I agree. It's going to be awesome. It's going to be sweet. Yeah. Actually, what we're going to add to it too is a drone mode, which I think is pretty sweet because we've added cars and we've added, different ways you can drive on the ground. But the problem is the elevation on the ground is really bumpy. We've tried smoothing the roads, which kind of works, but it's kind of not the greatest. Anyways, so and then I thought to myself, why are we even trying to drive on the ground? Wouldn't it be so much cooler? Because we could just fly around in what we call Zeus mode. You can or Neo mode. You can fly around like Iron Man, and then you could spawn. Oh, interesting video here. Possible wall cloud, and then you can spawn a drone. So we actually purchased a drone asset where you can spawn a drone and then fly the drone around and check out the storms. So interesting. Connor Leatherdale on Twitter says possible wall cloud just north of Comber, Ontario. It looks pretty soft from what I have to look at it sideways. It looks pretty soft. Hard to tell. Looks like a little bit of a lowering. Matt Roberts said, wow, didn't know we could watch on LinkedIn. Yes, we are on LinkedIn as well too. So if you're on the LinkedIn, then you can definitely join us on the live stream as well too. Okay, I want to go take a look at that storm. Possible wall cloud. Not super exciting as far as the data is concerned. Let's see here. Where's Comber? I think Comber's over here somewhere. Yeah, it's right here. Yeah, let's go take a look at Exeter. See if it's picking up on anything here. I mean, it's an interesting little storm right there. Whoa, what's it picking up over here? Is this just noise? Interesting. Let me just back this up a bit. That storm that's heading up over Lake St. Clair is a bit of a concern, actually. Yeah, even on tilt 2, there's something going on here. Strong winds, definitely. Bit of a concern from Exeter at this point. But if you look at Detroit radar, and then, whoa. Seeing some rotation for sure. Whoa. Where's that heading to? That's probably heading up towards Sarnia, no? Oh, okay, that's actually going to miss Sarnia, this right here. But definitely seen some rotation. Sorry if I move the map around quickly, folks. My apologies. It's not being picked up by Detroit radar, though. And that is obviously closer, a lot closer to the storm. So it looks like some elevated rotation up there west of Sarnia, but probably not a concern for Sarnia from what I can tell. And then we did have that gentleman say maybe a wall cloud near Comber, but it doesn't look that convincing in the video. And yeah. Overall, not that exciting, which is good. Oh, did I mess it up already? Chris says, is there any indication of when Environment Canada is going to start doing storm-based polygons? They're making a big announcement at CMOS this year, and that's coming up pretty soon. So I think they're going to be doing a test run with it. I'm not sure if we're going to have, hopefully we're going to have access to that data. That would be great. And then storm-based polygons from Environment Canada. Finally. That is so exciting. I'm so stoked for that. No more county-based warnings. We're going to have actual polygons that cover the storm. Speaking of polygons that cover the storm, I need to get rid of my polygon about the minor rotation. Maybe I'll leave it with this little something going on near the Comber storm. I'll let these storms just move to the east, and then I'll get rid of that polygon. I am a little bit concerned with what's happening here over Lake St. Clair. Just a bit. Probably non-severe, but a little bit concerned. I want to go take a look at Cleveland radar. See what's happening down here. Anything going on? Let's let velocity load. And nothing too exciting. I'm not too stoked about these storms, which is good. They're not that exciting. This one over Lake St. Clair, maybe some hail, maybe some gusty winds. But it looks like we might have what we like to refer to as a bust. And that is good. Amazing Person 349 says they have been testing it a little bit already. They think, I remember they initially wanted to fully introduce it this summer. Yeah, they tested it internally last season. Yeah, and they've been kind of they've been testing it for a while, like because you look at like locations impacted include when you look at a warning detail. If you took all those locations and drew a box around it, that's pretty much the polygon. So, Detroit Airport radar is showing a bit of rotation on that Lake St. Clair storm heading up towards Wallaceburg. I'm a little bit concerned with that one, but I think the overall percentage is low. Yeah, that storm dropped to like 0. Machine learning is like, nope. Probably because it's too elevated. I think that's probably the case. Yeah, it's probably too elevated. We'll continue to watch that, though. Trying to think what's the best radar to see that. Maybe Exeter, but it's pretty far away. It's pretty darn far away. Where is Wallaceburg? There we go. Yeah, it's not really picking up. Just some hail. Not really picking up on. Someone said they want to see virtue weather again. Jennifer said, wait, what about Wallaceburg? There's a potent little storm heading towards you, but chances are it's elevated, and chances are it's nothing too significant. The environment is just continuing to weaken here, so I think I'm getting rid of my polygon. My polygon looks pretty boring now. Okay, bye-bye polygon. It looked interesting there for a bit. We had reports of a wall cloud from multiple sources here. Dr. Sills just posted on Twitter, said he's watching this line of warned storms in Michigan closely as they move towards the Sarnia area. History of vortices along the leading edge of this QLCS, damaging downburst winds and or a brief tornado may be possible. Monitor EC watches and warnings. Maybe we should stick around for a little bit just to see. Just to see. Brenda says, someone mentioned virtue weather on Reed's Timmer's live stream yesterday. Really? Like someone mentioned it in the comments? Or someone actually mentioned it on the stream? That's cool. Yeah, let's probably keep an eye on this just as they head towards Sarnia. I think that's when we'll probably shut down the stream because I think, again, the environment east of Chatham-Kent, east of Sarnia. There's Dr. Sill's tweet right there. The environment east of those areas is pretty darn weak. So I think, yes, in the comments. Okay, cool. I think overall we're going to be seeing a drop-off. And yeah, we're going to see a drop-off for sure. Oh, Alana said, we owe somebody a t-shirt. Give me the info and I'll send it to them. Yes. This is from a while back, actually, yeah. But I owe Andrew back a t-shirt. So, and I think maybe a coffee mug too. Pretty sure. I'll go back through our comments and find those details. We should probably send him 2 for his time. Sorry about that, Andrew. Let's see here. Yeah, so there is this little bit of embedded rotation here, but that is probably going to miss. That's going to miss Sarnia. It's going to head up towards Lake Huron. Definitely some upper level rotation on that storm. And then there's this as well. This looks like a little bit of rotation here. And that might be heading directly towards Sarnia. I'm going to go take a look at the environment in the background here. Let me just go double check. Not much of environment towards Sarnia. Pretty low supercell. There's lots of SIN in place, which is convective inhibition. CIN, convective inhibition. And yeah, lots of inhibition in place, which means probably no tornado risk. Very, very unlikely we're going to see tornado risk with these storms. But stranger things have happened, and we need to continue to watch this as it progresses. The inhibition might weaken a bit, though. So, interesting. So we continue to watch. That upper level rotation, the storm that's heading right towards Sarnia actually has a 4% tornado risk as per AI, as per machine learning. The one that's got that big meso to the north. Whoa, is that the latest update? This is a nasty looking storm heading up towards Sarnia. Still a severe thunderstorm warning in place from Environment Canada on that storm, which is good. Might want to go minor rotation on that just in case. Even though it's probably elevated, I don't like the look of this. I don't like the look of this velocity. Whoa. That is definitely some strong upper level rotation right there. On one side of it, 99, and the other side of it, minus 30. That is, yeah. Miranda on our team is from Sarnia. And she says, say what? Yeah, Sarnia. Nasty storm heading towards Sarnia right now. Environment is not that strong. There's inhibition in place. I still don't like the look of that storm. Let's see what it looks like on US radar. Yeah, it looks way weaker on US radar. And US radar is much closer to it. It looks much stronger higher up in the atmosphere. And it looks way weaker low down. Low down. But could be some strong winds for Sarnia. I would be very surprised if there was a funnel cloud on that one. Or even a wall cloud. Very surprised. Let's see here. But it's worth watching. When the doctor says watch, we watch. We got to get the doctor on this live stream one time. The doctor. We got to get Dave.
Did you tune into his Northern Updraft interview last night?
No, I didn't see it now. Is it saved? Is it on there? Oh, can I rewatch it? I think I can, right? Because it was a Twitter Spaces.
So. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I'd like to listen to that.
Yeah, it was
cool.
an excellent
How did it go? Was it good? Nice. Yeah, I totally
his
missed it last
audio
night.
got a little weird at one point, but yeah, I tuned in for about an hour and a half, and it was excellent.
Cool. Well, that's good to know. Good. I would like to go check that out. Let's see here. Yeah, so Sarnia, that storm heading towards Sarnia is definitely, it looks definitely interesting. This is what we're talking about. This is probably a QLCS little embedded rotation near Almont. And that's the storm that has a little bit of higher percentage on it. 7% on that Almont storm. Heading up towards Pack and Emmett, Michigan. But that is likely going to head up over the water, I would think. We're getting a new update here? Ooh, new update. Again, some strong winds here, though, on this storm. And that is heading up towards the Sarnia area. That is a grumpy little storm heading towards that area. Again, hopefully nothing too strong on them. Is that... That's interesting, over Lake St. Clair. Heading up towards Wallsburg. And that is a severe thunderstorm warning on the U.S. side on that storm. I'm going to go double check on the details on that one. What does it say on the U.S. side? Or is that a Canadian alert? Is that a marine severe thunderstorm warning? Oh, no, that's just part of... Oh, okay. But I thought there was one on the U.S. side. Oh, there is. Okay. Winds up to 60 miles per hour possible, it's saying? Interesting. Tornado possible. The U.S. has tornado possible on that severe thunderstorm warning. Which is this one. Probably because of... I wonder if it's because of this. I see. That's part of the Environment Canada region, this little area here. Ah, interesting. I think I'm going to do a polygon for minor rotation and strong winds. I'm fairly unconvinced, but when I look at the Canadian radar, it looks way stronger. But it's quite a distance away. I don't like the look at this, though. And that's heading right towards Sarnia. And then there's also this, which is heading towards Marine City. And then there's also this. This is also showing rotation. Again, it's upper level, but by upper level, I mean higher up off the surface. So these are probably elevated. Chances are they're elevated. Could see some damaging winds, though. All right. I think it's worth mentioning. I'll say some minor rotation on these. Essex County seems fine, I would think. I'm going to check Cleveland again quickly. And I'll send a notification to Sarnia just saying some minor rotation. Oh, looks like we have some rotation over Lake Erie again. Just a little bit, little spot. Let's see. Kind of developing there. Again, the environment, as soon as you go past Chatham Kent, the environment drops right off. Let me just take a look at the environment in the background. Again, there's a lot of inhibition in place. Supercell's only a 2. I'm not very convinced. Lots of inhibition. That could clear out a bit. Yeah. Oh, that's interesting. For a quick second, I thought that was a giant tornado, says Liz. Well, LOL. What a weird cloud, though. And that's Riverside, Windsor. Nah, just a lowering. Just a lowering on that one. What do we got here? I'm sorry? 9% tornado risk on the Lake St. Clair storm heading into Walsburg? Okay, I'm going to go ahead and make a polygon now. Oh boy. 9% tornado risk on that storm. Okay then. I think it's polygon time. Whoa. That really kicked it up a notch. Okay. All right, new polygon. I'm going to go all the way up to Sarnia. And I'm going to extend it down here to Walsburg area. I'm going to say strong winds and some minor rotation. Brennan said there's a confirmed tornado on the ground in Ohio. Okay, I'm just going to do a little polygon here. Give me 1 second. Actually, it's a pretty big polygon. Okay, I think that's probably good. But I think overall the environment drops off after that point. But I'm going to do a little update here. Give me 1 sec. So minor rotation and wind. So I'm ready. Minor rotation and wind. We detected minor rotation and possibly strong winds on this storm line moving into Wallaceburg. How do you spell it? Yeah, Wallaceburg and Sarnia regions. Okay, and the timing here is 4:41. There we go. It's 4:41 in 5 seconds. I'm waiting for it, and then I'm going to send that out. Moving northeast into the Wallaceburg and Sarnia regions. Okay, looks good to me. I'm sending it out. Let me know if you got the notification. I just sent it out. If you're in Sarnia or Petrolia or Wallaceburg, you will receive that. Again, it's minor rotation. chances are low. Dr. Sills tweeted again, another well-developed vortex along the leading edge of the QLCS over in Michigan with 2 other areas of rotation that have intensified over the past 10 to 15 minutes. These are moving northeast. Sarnia is right on the map. Yeah, Dr. Sills has seen more rotation on that line. Got the notification, says she. Thank you so much. She or shy. Lewis says got it. Thank you. Carol says got it. Awesome. Excellent. Zach says may lose power at any moment or time, Adam. Thanks, Zach. Hopefully your batteries are charged. He says he's currently having brownouts as well. Just got an alert for Bothwell. Says, thank you so much. Appreciate it. Received minor rotation in Wyoming. Awesome. Again, I'm still kind of unconvinced that it's going to be strong for our area just because of the inhibition. So I'm not super duper excited about it, but I think it warrants a minor rotation update. But Dr. Sills is pointing out that there's a few cuts in this line, as you see on the map there. There's a few breaks in this where we are seeing some QLCS rotation. Hannah with a super chat coming in. Thank you so much, Hannah. I appreciate it. It's very kind of you. Thank you to all those who have sent in super chats. Let us know if you want us to create subscription options on YouTube, because I know that you can. We have that option where you can like subscribe to our YouTube channel and you get like perks and stuff like that. Maybe we can create. Maybe we can do like the Discord channel for subscribers or something. That type of thing would be cool. I don't know. Maybe like a private Facebook group. I don't know. Something to that extent. Let's see here. Could be interesting. No ad, says Jessica. I don't know if that's an option for YouTube, but maybe. Maybe. Brennan, there's kind of a double thing happening here. There you go. You got it. All right. You were working on it. My apologies. Bing Bong says, I think you should. Another way to support. Thank you so much. Yeah, it'd be cool to do that. I see a bunch of other channels doing it, so. When in Rome. Let's see here. Still seeing a bit of rotation over Lake Erie. It's broad. Maybe a little water spout over Lake Erie right now. And then there's this little interesting spot over here near Marionette Beach, south of Wheatley. Little bit of rotation on that. Let's go to tilt 2 and see if we can see what's going on a little higher up in the storm. I'm hearing a lot of lightning and thunder in Virtue Weather right now. Should probably go take a look at Virtue Weather. All good, MKD. No worries. It's all good. Yeah, there is obviously some rotation in this line, and that line is heading up towards Sarnia, so we're a bit concerned with that line. We did go minor rotation on it just in case. I am hearing a lot of lightning and thunder. Let me go take a look in the background here. One sec. Why does it always put my camera down? Okay, there we go. Okay, 1 second. Let me just get the latest frame on here, and we'll go take a look at Virtue Weather again. Again, Virtue Weather will be coming to a beta test near you. 1 second. Let me just load the latest radar data there. Still 7% tornado risk on the Wallaceburg storm, but it looks like maybe it's heading up to more towards Sombra. Is that right? Let me just double check here. Yeah, it's kind of in the Wallaceburg, heading up towards St. Clair. Yeah, that whole line is a little bit concerning. Again, I'm not super duper stoked. Oh, some pretty strong wind gusts coming from this live camera right on the border right near Wallaceburg. So we're seeing strong wind gusts. You can see the water being pushed around. Weather Can at One Weather Can Canada on Twitter has posted a video of from the live camera there. So some strong winds are possible with that one. We also have a Patreon. We should probably dive deeper into Patreon as well, too, again. We kind of neglected it a bit, I think, and we should probably give more love to our Patreon community. And yeah, if you are on Patreon, look up Instant Weather. We've got some cool options in there, so. All right, let's go take a look at, hold on a second here. Oh. All right, so let's jump back into Virtue Weather and take a look at these storms. This is over Lake Erie at the moment. I can hear the thunder and lightning. You probably can't, but I can definitely hear it. Actually, let me get it so you can hear it. I can do it. It's not that hard. Okay. Let me know if you can hear it. I'm going to click a button and let me know if you can hear the lightning and thunder. Hopefully you can. There we go. Okay. And this is over the Leamington area. This is actually over Lake Erie right now. Let's back this up a little bit. Take a look. Can you hear that? Let me know in the comments if you can hear that. I don't have the live stream up right now, but I'll go check in a second. But yeah, so these are the storms in 3D, this is the whole storm line, which is pretty beefy, is a term I haven't used in a long time. Heading in towards the Chatham-Kent area right now, and quite a line of storms that stretches pretty far in both directions. This is from Detroit Radar at the moment. Let me just zoom in to the surface here. We're actually gonna spawn rain particles too. I can actually show you how that looks if you want to see. We could spawn. The lightning looks pretty wild right now. Holy, if you're in Tilbury, lots of lightning data coming in from that area right now. It's pretty wild. So there's your storms in 3D, Virtue Weather. And again, that beta test will be coming to a beta test near you. We'll be launching it soon. We'll post it all over the pages when we do, so it's going to be exciting. But yeah, if you're in Wallsburg, hopefully you're doing okay. The storm doesn't look too wild at the moment on Detroit Radar. Let's go take a look at it on Instant Weather Pro here and see what is up. Looks like the percentage on that Wallsburg storm has dropped down to 2%, so that is a big drop, which is good, which is really good news. The one over Lake Erie is at a 0%, so that's cool. And oh, I want to jump back in the comments and see if you could hear the thunder and lightning. Let's see here. Can you hear it? Hold on a second here. And Joanne says, that is spectacular. Thank you so much. Appreciate it. I hear the thunder. Yes. Okay, cool. I think I had it. Oh, I hear it faintly. I had it turned down so it wasn't too strong. But you did hear it. Okay, cool. You probably still hear it. I can still hear it. Okay. I'll turn it off then. I'll crank it up a bit next time. So let's just take a peek. I want to see what Exeter Radar is talking about here. You can still see my polygon right here. Minor rotation and wind. That shows up also. Our polygons for our custom polygons show up right on Instant Weather Pro. Still some rotation northwest of Sarnia. There is some strong winds heading into the Sarnia area. Still severe thunderstorm warning in place, of course. And there we go. Okay. And yeah, some strong winds down near Wallaceburg as well. And let's go take a look at Cleveland Radar to see what's happening over Lake Erie at the moment. A little bit of wind and some lightning, but that's all that lightning we just watched. But nothing too significant, which is good news. Yeah, this is looking hopefully like a bust, but again, we could see some strong winds heading into Sarnia right now. 91 kilometers an hour on Detroit Radar. We're hoping they're elevated. Cross our fingers. It is storming in Corunna right now, says Chantel. Thank you very much for that update. We appreciate it. Yeah, it's looking pretty nasty for what's heading into Sarnia. Actually, Exeter is looking pretty grumpy right now. Let's go take a look at Exeter. Yeah, look at some of these winds. 90 kilometers an hour. They are looking fairly grumpy heading into the Windsor area and Wallaceburg regions. So there's that. Hopefully again, we're hoping the storms are at least somewhat elevated off the surface, which would help. Aaron on Twitter says, wall cloud north of Wallaceburg, north of Lake St. Clair. Unsure if it was rotating. I mean, the definition of a wall cloud is a rotating lowering below the storm. So if you're unsure if it was rotating, it might have just been scud. But hey, these things happen. Cut says all hell broke loose in Chatham. I'm sure it's pretty noisy. I am sure. My bear says Whippy. No, Whippy's good. You're fine. Sarnia's getting angry now, says Tia. Thank you very much. Appreciate it. Is Barry getting anything, says Tessa? Nah. We just got some rain today. Maybe there was some lightning strikes around, but nothing too significant. But yeah, this looking pretty grumpy heading into from Wallaceburg, Port Lambton, Sombra, St. Clair, Sarnia areas. That is the line to watch at the moment. Chatham-Kent, definitely lots of lightning. Maybe some gusty winds in there as well, too. Oh, I hear that when I had the lightning audio, my talking audio actually deteriorated, which is interesting. That's good to know. Interesting. Well, we continue to watch these storms. Once they pass Sarnia and Chatham-Kent, overall, they should start to weaken, but lightning is still possible as they move all the way towards the GTA. Small hail is also possible. Torrential rain, of course, gusty winds, but the overall tornado risk should weaken as it starts to move east of those areas. East of Chatham-Kent, and when they move east of Wallaceburg and east of Sarnia and that type of thing, overall it should start to weaken. The strongest storm I'm seeing right now is east of Sombra, near Wilkesport. Yeah, Wilkesport area, and seeing some pretty strong winds there on the lowest level of radar. Let's go take a look at that here, which is right. Where is that here? I think it's these 85. Let's make sure we've got a... Oh, we're on tilt 2. Let's go back to tilt 1. It's actually stronger on the lower level. Yeah, look at this. This is what I'm talking about right here. There's Wilkesport. Yeah, 93 kilometers an hour. 93, 92. Yeah, this could be reaching severe levels at the surface. It's possible. If it's not too elevated, if it's not too high up off the surface, which I keep mentioning over and over again. But it is kind of the defining factor of is this actually going to affect the surface? And actually, tilt 1 is stronger than tilt 2 right now. So tilt 1 being closer to the surface is actually the strongest velocity we are seeing from these storms. And so this is south of Sarnia, heading into Avonry. 92, 93 kilometer an hour wind gusts possible on these storms. So that could be pretty darn strong winds. And based on that webcam from the Wallaceburg area, those winds could be affecting the surface. Whoa, we just got an update. 103 kilometer an hour winds. I think probably want to go orange on this one near Waubuno, Bridgeton. Yeah, and I wonder, could that actually be rotation? That's a pretty sharp little indent there. Could be embedded rotation within that. Definitely some strong winds. I think I'm going to... Oh, I need to... The lightning in the background here is... Virtue Weather lightning is like so loud in my ears. Okay, hold on. I got to get it. I'm going to fly up in the sky far away from the storm. There we go. Okay. All right. Where was that? Okay. So, yeah, that I'm going to go orange on that because that is looking pretty darn strong. That's the strongest signature for winds we've seen today. And our update is actually, I'm looking at a few different apps, and our update is way faster than the other one. So, hey, instant weather. Okay, I'm going to do a little notification on this one because that is strengthening, heading up towards Bridgeton. If you're in Bridgeton, I would definitely be getting to a safe place with that storm because it looks pretty nasty. Let me just get rid of this polygon. And, okay, there we go. Now let's, Avonry, Bridgeton. Labuno. Okay, I'm going to do an orange polygon on this one because this looks pretty potent right here. So let me just do here and go up to Cromer and up towards Petrolia as well. I think that is probably the path of this strong winds. Let me just see here. Yeah, right up towards Bridgeton and straight towards Petrolia, it looks like. If you're in those areas, please let us know in the comments what you're experiencing. I'm going to put the stream on a different monitor here so I can see. Bridgeton. Brigden, sorry. I keep saying bridge. Brigden, my bad. Brigden, yes. Let us know what you're experiencing there, only if it's safe to do so. Because it looks pretty darn strong. Brigden. Let me just make that polygon. And it looks like it's heading towards Petrolia. I'm going to make it go towards Oil City as well here. There we go. I'm just going to do a little polygon here. Damaging wind gusts on that one for sure. Or possible for sure. So let's see here. Okay, damaging winds and minor rotation. Damaging wind gusts have been detected on radar with the storm near Brigden. How do I see bridge on that? I don't know. Brigden tracking northeast towards Petrolia. We're hoping that these storms are elevated further off the surface and therefore won't reach severe levels. But if they are interacting with the surface, damaging wind gusts are likely. Okay, and the timing here is 4:58. All right, I'm glad we hung out for a bit here. 4:58, clickety, clickety, and send. I'm going to send that right now, and it's gone. Okay. Marianne says, your eyes are playing tricks on you, Adam. I just can't pronounce anything. That's the problem right there. Pretty clear. Okay. It's clear what the problem is my eyeballs. Okay. There's that polygon. Brendan's bringing it up on the stream there. You can see I just sent it out. Basically, storms near Brigden tracking to the northeast. Fanned out the polygon a little bit because who knows exactly which way it's going. But that is certainly looking pretty grumpy. Some of the strongest wind gusts we've seen on radar thus far. And it's about to get pretty windy in Sarnia as well, too, but not as windy as it's going to be in Brigden. So it looks like there's quite a few people on our live stream in Brigden, so we're looking for their reports. Again, we don't want you outside, but just let us know. I'm sure it's going to get pretty windy. And if it doesn't, then it could be elevated further up off the surface. But if it does, it looks like maybe a 1% chance of tornado on that. So the minor rotation is just in case, but looks more of... oh, interesting. Another look of the wall cloud north of Lake St. Clair. Aaron posted on Twitter a few seconds ago. Looks pretty ragged, but I'm going to go check it out in the background here. Give me 1 second. Just a second. But yeah, that looks pretty potent as far as the... let me see. Interesting. Kind of looks like Scud what Aaron's posting, but it's definitely got a lowering. Yeah, it's definitely got a lowering. So, Crystal says, I can't imagine him pronouncing Irish names. You think that's bad? I've mentioned this before, but when I live stream and there's that lowering I'm talking about right now. So you can see at usuckzone on Twitter. Aaron says, look at the possible wall cloud. Yeah, there's a lot of motion in it, it looks like. It could be Scud, but it's definitely moving around quite a bit. Windy and rainy in Sarnia, thank you so much. I'm still looking for, again, reports from Brigden. I don't want you going outside, but thunder and lightning, heavy rain in Brigden right now, says Stacy. Let us know about the wind. She says lots of rain, wind, and lightning in Brigden. Yeah, that's the strongest signal we've seen today. But again, the environment is weak there, and it's very possible the storms are elevated. If they are elevated, then, you know, this 93-kilometer-an-hour section right here that's heading towards Marthaville and Petrolia, chances are it is up off the surface. And if that's the case, then all is well. But if it does end up reaching the surface, it's a bit concerning. Let's go take a look at Detroit radar on that storm. Again, we're hoping it's up off the surface. You can see my little polygon right there. Detroit radar is only saying 70 kilometers an hour. They're about equal distance to it right now. In fact, I think Exeter might be a bit closer. It's hard to tell. These are pretty equal. This might be a little bit further. Nevertheless, Exeter's picking up on some really strong winds there. So if those are reaching the surface, that would be bad. But if they're not reaching the surface, then all is well. Well, those are the two options. All is well or damaging wind gusts. One of the two. Either or. Severe thunderstorm watch still in place for Environment Canada all the way up to just west of St. Thomas and just west of London. I'm going to get rid of this polygon finally, because this polygon has no purpose. This is the one down here near Essex County. That one is going to go away. Give me 1 second here. So after I remove it, if you refresh the app, it will be gone. And it is gone. So if you refresh the app, that particular polygon should be gone. Therefore, you won't see anything in the notification bar at the very top. Okay, let's see here. Thank you, Cody, for moderating Twitch there. Appreciate it. Interesting. Dan says the area near Brigden and north could be depression or hilly. Then the wind would be aerial or land. Interesting. How's Wallsburg looking now? I think Wallsburg is okay now. Let me just double check. Check from Exeter here. Strong winds potentially down near Rutherford, Dresden area. Wallsburg looks weaker now, so I think you're okay. Yeah, the strongest line is northeast of Wallsburg now. So it's basically this strong storm heading southeast of Sarnia up towards Petrolia. Again, hoping that it's elevated, which means it wouldn't be as strong at the surface. Yes. And then there's that down here near Dealtown. Could see some strong winds on that. But overall, I think these should start to weaken. Again, as they move to the east, that's what all data has been saying. Let me just double check a few runs here. A few data points just to see if there's anything expected. Storm shifts, you know, we could see some decently strong storms into Niagara. But probably sub-severe. Maybe some hail, though. There could be some hail on those storms. We'll see. So we could see some hail into the Lake Erie, Niagara areas. Maybe not Niagara Falls specifically, but kind of that region. We might see some activity later. The environment, though, is really just falling off here. So, yeah, I think probably elevated storms, likely not significantly severe. So that's good. Cool. All right, I think, we're going to watch a couple more frames and then probably shut down the stream just because we continue to expect these storms to weaken as they move further into southern Ontario. Yeah, that Petrolia one looks like it's weakened quite a bit from Detroit radar. It's still showing some high values from Exeter, and it's getting closer to the Exeter radar, so we will let that slide for a bit. Then eventually we're going to pull off that notification. But that's by far the strongest signature we've seen today. But again, it could be higher up off the surface and therefore not affecting the surface as strongly as it could. And that's what happens in these early season events. Sometimes they get really interesting and we have lots of damage reports. Sometimes they're elevated storms and we get a whole lot of nothing. Regardless, we have to pay attention and we have to watch these things because you never know when it's going to be the damage version. So we'll see. We will see. Marianne says, thank you, Adam and team, for keeping everyone up to date and safe. You're very welcome. It's our pleasure. It's what we enjoy doing. And, of course, Tay says, how fast are these storms moving? They're cooking pretty good. Let me just double check. They are moving pretty quickly. Let me double check some of these storm tracks to see what kind of speeds we're dealing with here. 35 knots northeast. Let me move around to a few different ones here. The one near Sarnia is 47 knots to the northeast. That's pretty fast. Let me figure out what that is in kilometers an hour. I was like, 47 knots in kilometers an hour is 87. So some of them are moving probably 50, 60, and some are moving, 70, 80 kilometers an hour forward motion, which is pretty fast. What's going on here? What is this little... Why? Is this noise? Is this noise or rotation? What are you doing to me here? Petrolia storm. Why gotta be that way? I don't see anything on tilt 2. Hopefully it's just noise. This looks like some rotation here, but this is up in Michigan still. And it's definitely going to weaken before it hits Lake Huron. Machine learning says 0% chance of tornado on that storm. All right. Let's go take a look at that tornado warning in the U.S. Just south of the border here. You can see actually there's a couple of storms here in Ohio that are under a tornado warning. Let's take a look at Cleveland. Look at these storms. All right. Be thankful we're not getting what Ohio's getting this season so far. They're getting hammered by these storms. They've had some pretty significant tornadoes as well, too. But you can see that tornado warning down here near Butler and Perrysville, Ohio. It's not too far from us. Just south of Cleveland, basically. But yeah, it's interesting stuff. But let me just zoom in here. Head back over
in the
to...
team chat, Patricia just shared power lines down in Lakeshore.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, boy. That's not good. That feels more surface-based than I thought we would see. Oh, yeah. Casey said, power lines down on Amy Croft Drive. I swear I pointed out Amy Croft Drive when I zoomed in. Does anybody remember that? Way earlier in the stream, I zoomed right in to street level, and I actually mentioned Amy Croft Drive at one point in time. At East Pike Creek and Lakeshore Road, close by OPP reported from the 4 p.m. cell, power lines down. You did, says Crystal. Do you remember that? I don't know how I remember that, but I vividly remember saying Amy Croft Road. I literally said the road. And now we've got power lines down from that storm. And that's the same storm, I believe, that Mark Robinson and a bunch of other storm spotters were chasing. And they actually said there was a wall cloud on that storm. So maybe a little downburst, maybe a little spin up. Huh. Well then. And was that in my polygon? Oh, yes, it was. I've removed the polygon since, but that was in my polygon. I went all the way up to Lakeshore. Crystal says, I remember, and you showed the structures that were there. Yeah, I went in 3D mode and showed the buildings on Amy Croft Road. Now, one day, the technology is going to be good enough that we'll be able to see in virtual weather. We'll be able to see the damage happen in real time. The data will be so high resolution to be able to see the power lines fall as we're watching. But give it a little while. Oh, Patricia says it's my fault that happened. Oh, okay. I'm sorry. My apologies. It is my fault just because I showed it. It's the caster curse, they call it. That's what they call it in gaming. But live casting here. I still don't like what's going on near Petrolia. Waiting for a new update here. It's 5:06. We should get one in about a minute or two on that storm. These might be a little bit more surface-based than we thought. Now that we have power lines down. Where was that report from? Oh, sorry. I mean, was that on Ontario Storm Reports? Patricia? Power lines down. Yes. Okay. Oh, Petrolia right now from Chris Goodwin. Look at this, the real-time data we're getting here. I'm just looking at this report. Petrolia right now, strong and frequent surface-to-ground lightning, heavy rain, just waiting for the wind. It doesn't look that elevated, though. That looks pretty close to the surface based on his photo. So there's that. Oh boy. Well, damage reports coming in. I was just talking about how this might have been one of those events where we have no damage, and just as I said that, again, it must be my fault that I said that. But yeah, just as I said that, we're getting reports of damage. This Dresden storm seen some strong winds in here as well too. I mean, 86 kilometers an hour, 85. Could be some strong winds there near Dresden, heading to the northeast. That is inside of my blue polygon, and then inside of the orange polygon is this Petrolia storm, which we see a photo of right there from Chris Godwin. Thank you for that report. I appreciate it. Oh, wow. Another picture from 4 p.m. at Lakeshore. Miranda, where did you get this? Was this a private message? Whoa, that's quite a lowering. Interesting. Miranda, can you ask them to post it on Ontario Storm Reports, please, and send them a link to it? That would be super helpful if they put it up there, and then we'll throw it up on... Oh, never mind. It already happened. Whoa, hold on a second. I need to look at Petrolia for a second. What is this signature? And what's going on up here? What's going on with Blackwell? This looks like a little bit of minor rotation near Blackwell. Is that inside of my blue polygon? Blue polygon. It is. Let me see. Yes, it is minor rotation. Aha. I gotcha. Okay, but then still interesting signature. 90 kilometer an hour is near Wyoming. Those are some pretty strong winds. Again, I'm hoping they're elevated, but we've got reports now of damage from some of these storms. Kyle Kraft, nice guy who often sends me messages, looking towards Lake St. Clair from Port Lambton right now. Thank you for that update. Appreciate it. Brennan says he's going to take a shot every time I say it's in my polygon. Brennan, can you go back to that previous shot? That shot was from Lakeshore at 4 p.m. If you can pull that up. There it is right there. So this shot is from Lakeshore at 4:10 p.m. and that's right about when we had the damage reports of the hydro pulse coming down. And that looks like a pretty decent lowering there. So that's either it was a brief little tornado or possibly a little downburst, maybe some straight line winds off of that storm. Who knows? We'll have to wait for the doctor. Dr. David Sills will have to go out with his team and take a look at the damage and see exactly what's happening there. But Dave, if you are listening to the stream, then you already know about the damage. So you know about it, but hopefully we get more details exactly where it is so they can go and investigate what's happening with that. But yeah, might have some damage happening from those storms just north of or just in the Lakeshore area, which was in Essex County. And again, we said if there's going to be damage today, it's probably going to be in Essex County, and it looks like we have a report now of some decent damage. Hopefully everybody's okay from that. Looks like some strong winds, almost 90 kilometers an hour near, somebody told me how to pronounce this in years past. I forget now. Erio? Is it Erio? Or Erio? Erio or Erio? Or Erio? Help me. Erio, says Juice. Thank you. Erio. Yeah, it's O, because EAU is O. Oh, Erio. Right down here near Cheerios. I mean, sorry, Erio. Some strong winds possibly in that storm coming up off of Lake Erie. Oh. Yeah, so those are pretty strong winds right there. Let me just take a look here. And increasing in strength just as it's hitting the surface here. So almost 90-kilometer-an-hour wind gusts on that, and there's still somewhat of an environment there. I think I'm going to do a little minor polygon on that one as well. Let me go do that really quick near Erio. And let me just make sure the direction it's going. Again, northeast. Okay. Near Erio. Here we go, Erio. What are we going to do with me? Okay, let's see here. And that's moving to the northeast. I'm going to say severe weather potential on that one. Something like that. Okay, I'm drawing a polygon in the background. Give me a sec. And I'm going to go blue, and I'm going to say severe thunderstorm potential on this storm. Watching this storm. We're carefully watching the storm in Erio. E-R, was it? I-E-A-U. You know, just north of Lake Erie. Tracking to the northeast. May have potential to produce strong damaging wind gusts, blah, 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 yada, yada, yada. Okay. 5:18. Here we go. I'm going to send that out right now. So if you're in the Erio area, say that 3 times fast. Erio area. I'm not going to do it. You can try. I'm going to send that out right now and send. Here we go. Here we go, Erio. Erio area. If you're in the Erio area, if you're in that Erio area, then yeah, there's pretty strong winds there. Might be a concern. So definitely pay attention to that. Patricia in our chat says, yes, Erio rhymes with Cheerio. Thank you, Patricia. It's silly o'clock, says Brennan. Yes, that's right. Okay. That's right. We're getting to that point in the stream. Inside Out says, I'm near Sarnia. The severe storm was canceled. Was the severe thunderstorm warning canceled for Sarnia? Really? Yeah, just the severe thunderstorm watch in place now? Is that correct? No warning in effect now, says Brennan. Yeah, okay. Okay, I think they're assuming that it's elevated at this point, and it's very possible that these storms are elevated. We did have, obviously, we had a damage report near Erio, just north of Lake Erie. But, sorry. There's no damage in Erio. Sorry, strong winds in Erio. We had a damage report in Lakeshore, is what I meant to say. Lakeshore. The face palm there for a second. And that was earlier. That was with the 4 p.m. storm. And it looks like overall the environment should continue to be weakening, which is good. Matthew says, I'm in Petrolia. I didn't see much in the way of surface winds. Excellent. That is great news. That is great news. Tina said, yes, I just got a message from Environment Canada. You did? What was the message you received from them? We just sent out severe thunderstorm potential, but that was not from Environment Canada. That was from me sending it out on the live stream. Jackie says, oh, sorry. Is it Jackie or Jack? I can't pronounce that. Jacques? Maybe? Jacques? Says, is Windsor and Amherstburg all clear now? And the answer is yes. You're good to go. You are good to go. Let's see here. I'm going to jump to the Cleveland radar. Our thoughts are still with those down in Ohio under tornado warnings at the moment. Looking very potent down there with these storms. You can see these storms. Or did the tornado warning get dropped? Yeah, I think it got dropped. But still, really, really strong winds down here in Ohio. Our thoughts are with all those affected. And we've been getting relatively lucky up here other than the confirmed tornado on March 16th and the damaging winds now today in Lakeshore. It's been looking like, Tina says that the severe thunderstorm watch was canceled. The watch was canceled or the warning? Where are you? Jackie. Oh, okay. So it's just Jackie. I was trying to make it more French or something. Or more stereotypically French, which is not great. I was trying to Jackie, trying to add some extra. I'll just stop. I'll stop while I'm behind. Warning canceled in Sarnia. That's right. In Serbia. Oh, it's Sarnia. Okay. Yeah. I know. Siri correcting everything in the wrong way. It happens all the time. Still watching in place for Sarnia. That's right. Tina says, sorry, that was severe thunderstorm warning canceled by Environment Canada. The severe thunderstorm watch is still in place. That's correct. That is correct. All right. I think we're pretty much there. I don't see these storms necessarily strengthening. The Petrolia one has weakened. I'm going to get rid of my polygon now based on that report as well, too. Getting rid of that damaging winds and minor rotation. And I think I'm probably going to leave the blue one up for just a little bit longer, and then I'm going to scrap it. Because chances are these are all elevated now, and therefore we're not going to be seeing anything too severe at this point in time. So, yeah, these storms will continue to the east. Let me show you the radar here. I'll just back this up, and I will hit play so you can see. These storms will continue to the northeast. I'll continue to watch radar. Or not. Overall, the severe weather environment basically just drops off as we get towards London. London might see some rain, some wind, some small hail, possibly, probably not, but maybe some small hail and some lightning strikes. So lightning will continue. These storms will continue to track to the northeast. They should remain non-severe. If we do see anything in particular that is noteworthy, then we'll likely send out a custom polygon. If you do not have our free app, please download it. You can get it for free at instantweatherapp.com. Download our free app, instantweatherapp.com. You can get it on Android and on Apple, and it's free. Huge thank you to those who have gone to the menu and hit upgrade radar and subscribe to one of our options to extend radar to 5 hours and to remove ads from the app. So huge thank you to those who are doing that. You're literally the reason that the app is able to be free for everybody else, especially for those who cannot afford to subscribe. If you can afford to subscribe, we sincerely appreciate it because you're allowing the app to be free for everybody else. Because the little ad bar that we have on the app does not bring in that much revenue, and definitely not enough to pay for the app. We did do those pop-up ads for a while, but everybody complained about them, so we've actually removed those. So hopefully you don't see those anymore. There we may do kind of like some half pop-up stuff. Anyways, Google's always coming out with new ad features, but I like the half one because you just click a button and it's gone. So whereas the ones that we had popping up, sometimes they were in different languages and people didn't even know what the button was to press close. And you're like, do I press the button? There's two buttons. We have to take we have to flip a coin and just like pick one and maybe that's close. I think it was always the white button that was close. Anyways, but yeah, we didn't like those, and I'm pretty sure they annoyed you as well. So yeah, so we got rid of those. But nevertheless, thank you so much to those who have subscribed. Thank you to those who have subscribed to Instant Weather Pro, which we've been using all day on the live stream up here. And you can get that at instantweatherpro.com. It's $99 for the year, which is like $8.30 a month. And you get to see how this develops because we're going to continue to add more features. We're going to add the machine learning polygons that will show you exactly what the machine learning artificial intelligence algorithm is saying that these particular storms have a chance for tornado, have a chance for wind, have a chance for hail, and you will see those percentages change every 2 minutes in real time, which is pretty cool. We will be adding that very soon, so if you want to see that be added, if you want to use the first ever Pro Radar suite where you can actually swipe back and forth between two different radar products, that has never happened before. That's a first for us, first for the weather community in general. And yeah, and so thank you so much to all those who subscribed at instantweatherpro.com. Please be patient with Teresa. She will send out instructions for how you can use it. And thank you so much again to those who have subscribed. So that is basically it, I think, for the live stream. Virtue Weather with our 3D weather stuff, that will be coming out in the next few weeks, probably about a month, maybe less. We'll see. But we are working hard to get that beta test out to a select few. And there'll be more details about that soon. So lots of interesting things happening on the development side of things. yeah, and we continue to work towards eventually getting like dark mode into the app, eventually getting the widget done, which I know many people have been begging us for a long time. So these are important things. Actually, our developer from VirtuWeather is actually going to be helping with Instant Weather. They're two separate companies, but going to be helping with some of the Instant Weather development as well too. So that's good. So that should actually speed development along. That would be great because the development, the to-do list is a long one. It is ridiculously long. So anyways, thank you so much to everybody who has hung out on the live stream. We sincerely appreciate it. I think I'm going to shut it down now. Probably go eat some dinner. I will continue with my iPad to watch very, very closely, very carefully as these storms head towards London and head towards the GTA. But again, we do sincerely believe that the environment is dying down, so the chances of severe weather will continue to weaken. Our thoughts are with those in the lakeshore area that were affected by what looks like some storm damage earlier, some hydro lines going down. Still a little bit of minor rotation northeast of Petrolia, but we had a report that the winds were really weak, so chances are it's elevated further up off the surface. I'll continue to watch that cell for sure as it tracks to the northeast, but and then this one down here as well too. But overall, I think these storms are starting to weaken, so that's good. So we're going to shut down the stream. Thank you so much for watching. We sincerely appreciate it. Thank you kindly, everyone. I'm going to write in the comments right now. Thank you kindly, comma, everyone, exclamation mark, and a smiley face, and my name. There we go. Timing for London, says Hibbs. Soon. The storms are on your doorstep, so it's not too long until they're going to reach that way. I mean, they still have to basically go through Glencoe and St. Thomas, and they'll head up towards London. So you're looking at rain and lightning, maybe some small hail, maybe. Yeah, so again, wind, rain, thunderstorms. You see some thunderstorms. And yeah, we'll see what happens. But thank you so much to Brennan. Thank you to Alana. Thank you to Patricia and Liam and Cole. And who else? Obviously, Lindsay and Teresa and yeah, Miranda. I'm sure I'm forgetting names, but thank you to the whole team. We sincerely appreciate it. Thank you to this wonderful community. And this is just the start of our severe weather season that's getting kicked off. We've been hibernating all winter, waiting for the storms. And here they are. So thank you so much, everyone. We sincerely appreciate it. I think Brennan just said in the models there is some upcoming weather as well. So we'll have to see what happens. Was that on the weekend, Brennan? Do you remember what day that was? Was that... did you see something in the models saying there might be some severe weather coming up? I could have sworn you said something in the chat. Oh, he's typing it now. Okay. That wasn't me. I don't know. Oh, I could have sworn I saw something coming up. But maybe that was... Maybe I misread that. Anyways, I'll go check the models and find out. But thank you again so much, everyone. Obviously, we're coming into... This is finally into some spring temperatures. I mean, it's kind of cool today to the north, but I think it was 20 degrees in Amherstburg. So it definitely getting warm down there. But yeah, as we get into more heat, and we'll see more precipitation, and we'll see more storms. And we'll be here, live streaming, to make sure that everything's okay. Thank you so much, everyone. We'll talk to you very soon. And yeah, have yourself a wonderful day. Bye-bye.